Hi, this is Aaron Friedman. We have a nice Friday slate here for college football. We have four games, no different games between Fanduel and Draftkings. So I'm just going to do one video that covers both sites. We have cheat sheets up for both sites at DFS Army, and we'll have that for the whole weekend. Um, so it's always a fun and busy weekend the first week because you have some you have full slates on Thursday and Friday and some standalone games on Sunday and Monday, so it should be fun. So DraftKings first, I'll do show our optimizer. Um, I haven't done anything yet, so this will be good. One thing I do is I make the fantasy point range up to six at a minimum, just so you'll see this counter go from 94 players down to 54. So that's a lot easier if you're trying to adjust projections manually. I don't touch super flex or flex generally because I don't want specific positions forced. As far as rules, um, all right. So quarterback, if I'm playing Van Dyke, I want Pauling no matter what. That's probably my biggest rule that comes to mind. Um, let's see what we get. All right, 20 entries. All right, so yeah, not surprising. Arnold and Hoover are going to be the chalk, probably 60-70% owned at least. I want more Van Dyke because I think he could potentially rival Arnold's score at a lot less ownership. Um, Childs is interesting. I'm worried about Daniels. I like the receivers there, but I'm just worried. They're kind of loaded at. Well, I don't want to say loaded, but Stanford has a running quarterback, Lamson, and they have this nice freshman they'll talk about on the broadcast, Elijah Brown, who could end up being the quarterback at the end of the year. Um, you might hear my baby crying. I, um, if you're a parent, you know about going up to your room for a little quiet. Okay, at running back, I think this is good. Cam Cook's my favorite running back. Nate Carter, pretty solid option. There's not a lot of depth at Michigan State running back wise. They did bring out this guy Lynch Adams. Uh, might bump him down a little. I might boost up Malusi again. Malusi's usually really strong at the beginning of the season when he's healthy, but he's gotten hurt a lot. Um, Barnes, I like, especially if you think this game's gonna blow out and they try to keep both Barnes and Sawchuck fresh. And then let's see, Savion Williams, I'm a little lower on. Let me show you some tools. So there's this great site called collegepressbox.com. You can see a lot of the depth charts and game notes, which come directly from the schools, so they're usually great information. This is Wisconsin's 2 deep that the school released. Van Dyke, the transfer from Miami, is the starting quarterback. And then Will Pauling is one of the better receivers in the Big Ten. I believe he was second in catches last year, so especially for DraftKings, I feel like he's too cheap. And then they had some decent veteran receivers. Bryson Green, who was previously at Oklahoma State. C.J. Williams, I think, was at USC. So that's Wisconsin. I don't want to go crazy on the receivers, but I think that Van Dyke and Pauling could have a really nice game. Um, Burks is somebody I'm a lot higher on because there's no Nick Anderson. So I think he'll be needed a lot. Um, yeah, these are pretty good. Yeah, it's nice having the same players, and then I'll see what we get and then move on to Fanduel. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to have to boost up Van Dyke. We have a lot of Arnold and Hoover, some of Fancher. Childs is intriguing because I think I want to be overweight on him. Um, yeah, I'm mostly happy with these. I don't think I showed the Oklahoma depth chart yet. All right, so we have Jackson Arnold. Running back, these two are the top guys, Sawchuk and Barnes. And then after this came out, Nick Anderson was ruled out. He's not playing. So Thompson will be in the guy at that slot, and he's cheap on both sites, which is nice. So I'm going to boost up Thompson a little. Womack's really good in PPR. This is a big difference with Draftkings and Fanduel. He's not. He only had one touchdown last year, but he had like 70 catches, so he's a really strong play on. He's a really strong play on DraftKings where you have the PPR. Let's see. So because Arnold's projected so high and he's not 5 figures, it's going to be, you're going to get a lot of him. I mean, Hoover's in such a great matchup too. I'd probably play Hoover over Arnold if I can only play one. But you have to get different. I mean, because so many people are going to have Arnold and Hoover. Let's see. All right. Last time running through it, and then. So this is a way. I mean, I'll end up boosting down Van Dyke, but this is a good way to kind of flip the script and get more Van Dyke than the field will. And I love our rules. I just like our optimizer in general because it does cool things like show the rules. I feel like it's easy to, you don't need a PhD to operate it or something like that. Okay, so moving on to FanDuel. You don't have flex, so it's a little different. Today the receiver pricing is super soft. I wrote on my notes that there's a bunch of guys. Usually the pricing's like really fair, but on FanDuel it's going to be easy to like not spend, especially if you're spending down at running back for somebody like Carter, who's 6,900 on FanDuel, and Cam Cook is way too cheap. So we're gonna get a lot of these three, which is fine. See, even our second lineup doing nothing, it leaves what is that, 1,600 on the table. This one leaves nearly 5,000 on the table, so it's gonna be weird in that element. So yeah, you're not getting Womack here because he's like a PPR guy. I don't know if I want this much Farouk. Fanduel's like the receivers I'm likely to go down on just because I want more receivers because the variance is going to be insane. Probably put Williams at 9. Who else do I like? And then Thompson is cheap at both sites, but you know, if you're playing him, you're leaving thousands on the table, which is fine. I like Draftkings much better. Same kind of thing here too. Do you think what do you want to do with the pricing? I want to get more Childs and Tyler Van Dyke than the field. So I'll probably try to even that out. Let's see what we get. Yeah, it's going to be... The salaries are just going to... You might be leaving a lot on the table at different points the first few weeks just because the pricing can be really soft. There's some mistakes on DraftKings on the main slate for Saturday, so same kind of thing. Yeah, I like Pauling. Yeah, Foster. I might do a rule for Foster and Childs, but if you're going overweight on quarterback, you probably want to go overweight on a receiver too. Yeah, I'm mostly fine with these. I just don't... Pauling's too cheap. I might just boost him. Sometimes I'll do this. I'll make the exposure maximum, the global max at one number, and then I'll adjust the, like a core play for me. So this is my sheet for today. I really liked, I mean, Cam Cook's way too cheap, and so is Pauling, even if he's more of a, even if he's more of a slot guy, I feel like this is too good of a price. Anderson's out. Anthony, I just feel like he's a red flag. I wouldn't spend up for him. I would go down to Farouk or Thompson. So I hope you enjoyed my breakdown, and good luck everyone tonight.